Hello, this is Running Robert, and today we're going to be talking about the Elite Pharmaceuticals ELTP. What the heck is going on summary? Today is the 21st of August, 2024, and in this summary, we're going to be looking at the bullish and the bearish parts of the company, looking at how much it's risen in the last couple weeks, and going from there. So I generally follow small cap pharma. I do some games. I do a little bit of everything. So if you like what I'm doing, hey, please like and subscribe. It helps out a lot, and thank you. So disclaimers: I do own shares. I bought them a little under 4 cents, so this is my favorite stock. 100% my favorite stock. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed by your own due diligence, and any information given is valid for today, the 21st of October, and the slideshow will not be updated, but as we get new news and new information, new slideshow. So there you go. Okay, so what is happening? So I did my last stock summary on the 16th of August after the quarterly report. The stock was at 20 cents that day, so kind of we're in. The stock has exceeded expectations, as originally I had this ending the year between 20 and 40 cents. So I looked at it. I looked at what they have in the pipeline, how much money they're making. I said 20 to 40 is probably a reasonable number. Those expectations have been greatly exceeded. So this summary is going to look about what happened since the last report and see if we can get a feel for the rest of the year. So we had two bits of news, one on the 27th of August and one on the 7th of October, for commercial launches of two other generics. The total amount of those generics about 100 million, 110 million, something like that. And then Elite also announced that they got generic Adderall approved in Israel. Israel is the ADHD capital of the world, so this should bring in some money, but they said it's going to take a few months to launch, and really I could not find any good numbers for it. So it'll probably help, but not a huge amount. So does that stuff move the needle? No. If you look at it, it's about 100 million total. If we take 10% of that, which is a pretty good market share, and divide that by 4, it's only 2.5 a quarter. So it's really not a huge amount. A lot of the rise has been because of the anticipation of the Vyvanse generic. We're on the clock now as we filed it the 21st of December. They normally have 180 days. They have not finished it yet. I do not expect any issues since it is it's made very similar to Adderall. And so they already have all the stuff in place for it. We do expect approval this year. It could be very late. I would not rule out a 21st December 2024 approval, but yeah. The Vyvanse generic space is larger than the total Adderall space. So Adderall and Adderall XR is about 2-ish billion. Vyvanse is 2 plus. So the low estimates have it at 2 plus. The high estimates have it almost at 5. So it is a huge amount. We also do have 1 billion in approved products waiting for launch. So that's how much they sold within the last 12 months. So there's a lot going on that is definitely going to move the needle. So what are we looking for, for the rest of the year? So we'll get the quarterly report probably sometime in November. I think I have the 12th of November, but that's not a firm date for it at the moment. I'm hoping that this report does not drop stocks because the company's worth at the moment $600 million. And I'm unsure if we're going to get a big enough report to really warrant it. It does look like we're going to hit about 80 million in total sales for running 12 months or 80 plus. So you can kind of see that's, even though the company runs very lean and very nice, that's not a huge amount of sales. Now, of course, if they can get Vyvanse, that might add another 20, 30, 40 million. So that's kind of what we're looking at. But so I say I am definitely concerned, but I'm not worried enough to sell. I believe that really my final goal is if we can get to the reverse split, which will happen at some point, and get onto a stock exchange, that this company could be worth $1 billion. And that is really my target point for what I'm looking at. Now, how long is that going to take? That I don't know. Obviously, you need continue good quarterly reports, and you need the approval for Vyvanse generic. So things to watch. So majority of the sales come from the generic versions of Adderall and Adderall XR. Again, if we see a stabilization in the market, it could spell trouble. Currently, there are still, as of checking last, it's said to be very close, but there are still more patients than pills. So that means that you really don't have to do much to sell it because everyone wants it. We're going to be looking for a solid quarterly report in November. We're also going to be looking for the approval of the Vyvanse generic and then to try to figure out when that launch will occur. And then, of course, launch or approval of any other products, including Vyvanse, including the other stuff that we have in the queue. So if this company could hit another Adderall-like drug, I think the sky's the limit, and I think the company is well positioned for it. And as I said before, we have one on the horizon. So even though my short-term expectations have been destroyed in a very good way, I am not complaining. I think if the company continues positive movement, I believe we can be a $1 billion company anyway. So a dollar stock, obviously it will be a little bit different because of the reverse split that they will do to get onto the market, but that is what I'm shooting for. So hopefully this gave you some good information. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.